Thank you so much for joining me for this full-length stretch and stress relief Pilates mat class. I have a ring. It's not going to be as bad as it sounds. We're going to use it to help us focus on breath work today. So I'm going to be having a lot about breath work, going to be getting a lot of stretching in. It's still going to be a challenging class, so if at anytime you need to scale it back or slow down on the exercises or find a stretch, please feel free to do so. I am going to begin class in a wide diamond shape. I'm not pulled back into a tight butterfly, guys. It's a nice, wide, loose diamond where I can find my sits bones, sit up nice and tall. I'm going to gently place my hands here on the tops of my shins, not holding onto my kneecaps or my patella. I'm going to inhale to pull back into a gentle cat-cow, looking at the inside of my diamond between my legs. And I'm going to exhale to press up, lifting my chest to where the wall and the ceiling meet. Pulling my shoulders away from my ears. Inhale to pull it back, and exhale to pull it up. And inhale to pull it back, and exhale to pull it up. From there, I'm going to float my arms up, rotate from the belly button up, so my hips aren't shifting to the left side. Place my fingertips on top of my shin or on the mat behind me to lift myself higher, to try to look over my shoulder. Inhale through center to the right and exhale to lift, looking over the right shoulder. Inhale and exhale to lift, looking over the left shoulder. Inhale, exhale to lift, looking over the right shoulder. I'm not cranking my body at any time. I can float my hands up and maintain the twist or the rotation. Imagine you're a wet towel you're bringing the water out of. Now from there, I'm going to place both hands closer to my knees. I'm going to float my left arm up, bicep by my ear, and side bend towards my left side. Don't twist in this side bend. Your shoulders should stay stacked. And my hands up by my right hand's up by my right knee, so that I'm not twisting at all while I'm doing this exercise. And I'm bending my elbow into my hip, keep my shoulder away from my ear. Let's go to the other side. You can see my arm a little better. My right bicep's by my ear. My left elbow's by my hip. My hands further up. I'm having a little bit of trouble because there's no mat there. And float it up. And let's start bringing inhale over and exhale lift. Inhale over and exhale lift. One more to each side. And inhale over. Exhale to lift. Let's go ahead and locate our ring. We're going to come down onto our backs. Give your ring a little squeeze for some support. Inhale, exhale. Articulate down to the mat. We're going to draw one leg to tabletop, other leg. I'm going to take my ring, and you'll see in a second when we curl up. It'll be a little bit easier to picture when I'm curled up. But if I'm going to place it on my legs like this, that's not going to hold my ring in my hands. And so it's at a slight angle. Right now it's over my sternum 12th rib. I'm going to inhale, exhale to curl up, trying to float the ring above my knees. Inhale to lower, exhale to lift. Inhale to lower, exhale lift, stay there. I'm going to inhale, press my left leg out and squeeze in on the ring with my underarms as I pull it back under. Release the squeeze, extend your right leg on the inhale, exhale, squeeze. Inhale, extend. Exhale, squeeze with your underarms. Inhale, extend. Exhale, squeeze. Imagine you're squeezing by tightening your ribs too. Curl up a little deeper. Keep your chin off your chest. Let's do two more to each side. Open your mouth nice and wide on the exhale. Inhale through your nose. Rest your head, neck, and shoulders. Place your thumbs on the insides of the rings. Pull apart gently, giving a nice, gentle bend in your elbow, and flatten and widen your shoulders against the mat. Let's take one more breath here. So you have some nice flat white shoulder blades. Let's remember those as we place the ring between our thighs and bring our heels together in a frog. Bring that leg position back to the tabletop position. Float your hands back up over your sternum 12th rib. Inhale, exhale to curl up. We're reaching for your ankles. We're going to inhale, extend our legs wrists out, squeezing on the ring to a diamond shape, just like doing in class, and bring your hands back towards the wall behind you, biceps by your ears, and exhale, pull everything back to the original tabletop position. Inhale, extend and squeeze, and exhale to pull back. Inhale. If at any time you need to rest your head, neck, and shoulders, or place your head in your hands, please do so. One more. Rest your head, neck, and shoulders. Place your feet on the mat, feet together, toes apart, knees apart, frog position. Fingertips floating up out of your sternum, 12th rib. We're going to do half of the roll up. So we're going to inhale, round over our legs that are in a frog diamond position, and exhale back. The only time we lose our C-shaped curve is when we articulate down or we're articulating up. So when we articulate up, we're peeling our spine off. We're using a slight squeeze on the ring between our legs to assist us with the grounding, curling up and down. Inhale. Exhale. Try to find each vertebra on the mat, really creating length throughout your spine. Inhale to lift, and exhale to lower. Let's do two more. Inhale to lift, exhale to lower. Let's do one more, guys. Inhale to lift, and exhale to lower. Draw your legs in, just remove the ring. Remember how we had that nice pull on the ring with our thumbs inside, and we learned that at a good time? So we're gonna get there right now, but we're not gonna arch our back together. We're just gonna pull it down, grounding everything. Bring both legs up to tabletop. Extend your right leg. We're gonna do bicycle with our arms here. If you find this too difficult for you, go ahead and platform them by your side. Otherwise, I'm going to extend my right leg away. When my right toe touches, I'm going to extend my left leg. Extend my left leg away, extend right leg. One more in each leg, and then we're going to reverse. And now stop there when your right leg's extended and your left leg's bent. Press your left leg away from you, try to graze the mat, and then bend your right leg in. Left leg straight, right leg's bent. Good. One more, and then we're gonna do scissors. Don't allow your ring to float up too far like I just did, right? Now, stop right there when your right leg straight, left leg's bent. Extend both legs, press in on the ring with the bottom meaty part of your palm now. Inhale, exhale to curl up. My ring came slightly towards my legs when I curled up, but I didn't purposely touch it. Now I'm going to scissor my legs and exhale to switch. And inhale, right leg, exhale, left leg. Inhale, right leg, exhale, left leg. Pause. Inhale, exhale, right leg. Inhale, left leg. Exhale. Inhale. One more. Before I go any further, I'm going to place the ring between my shins, right where my calf begins. My calf begins to bulge out. From there, I'm going to flex my feet and lower. Then I'm going to point my feet, squeeze, and left. Flex my feet and lower. Point my feet, exhale, left. Inhale, flex, point, squeeze, exhale. Leave the point and squeeze, now inhale the legs away, release and flex, and exhale to lift. Point and squeeze and inhale. Release and flex and lift. One more. I'm going to go ahead and place both rings in my hands, bend my legs in, slide them long down the mat. Now we're going to be switching the squeeze versus the pull on this next one. If it gets to be too much, whatever you do is great. We're going to be doing roll-ups. So roll-up is a 4-count exercise. When we inhale, we squeeze. When we exhale, we're going to pull apart. So the first thing we're going to do is inhale. We need to peel our spine up. When our sacrum begins to pull apart, we're going to pull the ring apart to fold over our legs. Inhale to pull back. When our sacrum hits, we're going to pull the ring apart on the exhale and articulate our spine down to the mat. Now squeeze and inhale. As you exhale, pull the ring apart to go round over your legs as if you're rounding over the magic circle. Inhale to pull back and exhale all the way down. Now squeeze and pull apart and squeeze. As long as you're breathing, the squeezing's not as important, right? Let's do 2 more. I really like this because it helps me to focus on the breath, but if you find it's too stressful for you, please don't do it. It's not a big deal, guys. It's just something that I enjoy doing, and if it's not for you, it's not for you. Now, let's go ahead and pull the ring apart. Inhale, exhale, articulate up to sitting up tall. Separate your feet until they're a little bit wider than hips distance apart. Flex your feet strongly, bringing the toes back towards your knees. Sit up nice and tall. Hold on to the rings with your hands. Give it a gentle squeeze right here, but squeeze under the arms and don't squeeze in with your shoulders. We're going to be doing spine stretch. We're going to inhale, look down at our legs, round over our legs just like we were for roll-up. So the ring is going to stop right here, right? We're rounding over the whole ring and exhale back up. Inhale. We can really find that breath work here. So inhale through the nose. Exhale, embarrassing, exhale up. It feels really nice. Let's do 2 more. Guys, we have 1 more, and then we're going to do a modified open leg rocker. Good. Place the ring between the meaty part of your thighs above your knees. Scooch in towards the end because sometimes I have a tendency to roll back. I don't want to hit anything behind me. I have a gentle squeeze on the ring. I'm not squeezing it for dear life. It's not hurting my thighs, and at no point am I concerned that I'm going to squeeze it so hard it's going to pop out. But I have a gentle squeeze to keep it in place to engage my inner thighs. From there, I'm going to roll up to the ball of my foot, roll through the toe, tuck my tail gently. I'm holding on below my knee. I'm squeezing under my arms. My shoulders are up like this, because guess what? When my elbows are up, my shoulders are up. So I drop my elbows, drop my shoulders. Inhale to roll back to the tips of my shoulder blades, and exhale back up to a balance. If you have osteopenia, osteoporosis, neck problems, or back problems, please don't do this. Inhale back, exhale up. Maintaining a C-shaped curve the entire time. I'm not flat backing at any time. If you feel your low back slapping against the mat, try to tuck your tail a little bit deeper the whole time. Inhale. Exhale. Let's do 2 more. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Pausing here. Can you release your hands and now pulse in on the ring for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower the feet. This is just a fun challenge. Place the ring to the side. We're going to be done with it while we're bridging. Inhale, exhale, tuck your tail, roll back. Walk your feet in towards the glutes. If you're not into keeping your legs all the way together, since we just worked on those inner thigh pulses, it should feel a little easier to keep your heels directly under your sits bones. So not squeezed together, but right underneath the sits bones that you sit up on. We're going to just be doing hinge bridging today. So I've platformed my arms down by my side. I'm going to inhale, exhale, lift everything up, drive my knees over my toes. Squeeze from the glutes, don't allow your ribs to flare. Pull your ribs and your hips together slightly and flat back hinge down. Exhale to the left. Make sure your knees aren't going to the out or knocking into each other. And lower. 1 more to stay up there and add some leg work. March your left leg to tabletop, extend it to the ceiling. We're gonna lower lift for 1. Bring it thigh to thigh so that your hip doesn't drop. And 3. Now across the body and away for 1. Just tiny, like an inch or 2. Your knees shouldn't be swinging out to the side, right? Now bring it back into center. 3 tiny circles the size of a bender ball in one direction. Now reverse. Inhale, exhale up. Inhale, exhale up. Inhale, exhale up. Tabletop and lower. Plant that foot, right leg to tabletop, extend it to the ceiling. Inhale to lower thigh to thigh, exhale to lift 1. And 2. 3. Again, don't let your ribs flare. Inhale across, exhale away. Make sure your knee's not moving. And 1 more. Now 3 circles the size of a bender ball. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Reverse. Inhale away and exhale up. 1. And 2. And 3. Bend the knee in. Lower it down. Hinge bridge down. Find your ring. Extend your legs long. Place your left foot in the ring. Extend it up to the ceiling. I like to place my toes in the ring. Pull my toes below my heel to increase my stretch. My palms are flipped towards me to keep my shoulders away from my ears. From there, I'm going to remove my left hand, extend it to the side, pull my ring across my body to the right side, bend my elbow down towards my knees so that I keep my shoulder down. My hips floated off slightly if I want, but I find the stretch is even harder or more intense with the hip down. I'm going to look over at that hand for a nice cervical spine stretch. Bring the ring back into center. Place the left hand in the ring, palm towards my nose. Bring the ring out to the outside. Bend my elbow down to pull my leg up even tighter. Don't let that right hip float. If it does, bring the leg closer up to the ceiling so you're not getting any floating. Let's come back up to the center. Bring that right leg to a bent position to come to a figure 4 stretch. Do not place your ring to your side for a second. Do not place your ankle or your knee across each other. We want shin across thigh here. If you could use a little bit more, go ahead and place your hands behind your thigh. Make sure that you have a completely flat sacrum so you're not tucking. We're getting deep into the hip on this stretch, guys. Try to bring your shoulder blades flat against the mat so you're not all rounded up. Good. Extend that left leg long, bend that right leg in, bring the balls of the foot toe into the pad of that ring, palms towards you, bring your elbows down towards your knees, straighten that leg all the way. Don't think of pulling the leg across the body on this exercise since we're doing the IT band stretch next. I like to think of pulling it towards my underarms so it's more in line. Keep that left hand palm flip towards you. Right hand will reach out to a T. Float that leg across the body. Ouch! Bend that elbow down towards your knees. Look over towards that right hand in the T for a cervical spine stretch. Let's take a couple breaths. Go ahead and bring that leg back up to the ceiling. Place the right hand in it, palm towards you. Left hand down by your side. Bring that leg out to the side. Bend the elbow down towards the knees so that you're not getting into your shoulder. Ooh, I'm feeling it in my back on this side, so I'm going to bring it up slightly because I am feeling it in my back arching, which can also be a problem. And then I'm going to bring my leg back up to center. Bend my left leg. Bring my leg across for a figure 4 stretch. Again, above my right leg, above my ankle, my right leg's coming across my thigh, below my knee. If I need a little bit more, I lift up, I hold behind my knee, but I make sure that my shoulder blades are down and my sacrum's flat and I'm in neutral spine. Let's go ahead and take one more deep breath here. Release the stretch. Go ahead and come onto your stomach. We're going to be doing some back extension work with chest lifts today, and then we're going to be doing the single leg kick before we move on to sideline legs. So I'm going to go ahead and remove my glasses. I'm going to place my hand into a pillow, and I'm going to rest my head on top of my hands. I'm going to make my head heavy. From there, I'm going to draw my belly button up towards my spine and draw my ribs together, squeeze my glutes, and draw my inner thighs together. If I feel this in my back, the first thing I'm going to do is draw my belly button to my spine even tighter. If I still feel it, I'm going to squeeze my legs together, hopefully all the way. If I still feel it after that, I'm going to find child's pose as a counter stretch. If I'm able to. If I'm not, I'm just going to stop the exercise. I'm going to inhale, exhale, lift my head, making my head heavy on my hands, making my back do my work. And inhale, lower. And lift, still breathing. Exhale, lower. Now if I'd like to add on, I will. I'm going to inhale, rotate towards the right side, dropping my left elbow towards the mat like I would for elbow to knee, but in a back extension position. Come back to center and lower. And rotate towards the left. And back to center and lower. Now, adding on, these are our final two, guys, so not a 10. Inhale to lift, rotate, extend my top arm in a salute to a T position. Bring it back to my forehead, come to center, and come down. I'm going to flip my hands. I want my left hand, I should have mentioned, I like it better when my left hand is on the bottom when I rotate to the left side, because when I have to pull my hand out from between my hand and my head, it makes me really mad for some reason. It's just a thing that I have, right? Maybe you don't. That's great. I can't explain it, right? I'm going to inhale, exhale to the left. Now I'm going to rotate to the left, extend my left arm away in a salute to a T, bring it back, rotate down, and release my body. From there, I'm going to bring my elbows down towards my hips and slide my hands forward so that I'm in a sphinx position with my shoulders over my elbows and my hands are flat on the mat. Now, I could be sunk down like this, but instead I'm going to draw my belly button towards my spine, draw my ribs together, and still extend out in that back extension position. I'm going to make sure I'm squeezing my glutes so my legs are light. From there, I'm going to float my right leg up, and I'm going to flex, pulse towards my hips, point, pulse towards my hip, and release. Now my left leg's going to be light, and I'm going to flex and point and release. If I'm doing this with my upper body, I do not have enough squeeze in my glutes. Now my right leg will flex and point and release. And left leg flex and point and release. Now my right leg will flex and point and release. Other leg flex and point and release. I'm going to roll onto my left side. I'm going to locate my ring. We are going to have the ring on the outside of our ankles first. So I'm going to place the ring inside the ring on my top leg. Then I'm going to stretch the leg out, find the ring on my bottom leg. It's a little awkward, I'm not going to lie. I'm going to bring my ring slightly in front of my body for stability purposes. I'm going to line up my tailbone to my head with the back edge of the mat. Now, my legs are in parallel, so squeezing out with the outer glute, I'm going to pulse up for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Leave the squeeze out and pulse up for 1, 2, lift, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Bring the ring in by bending your knees. Guys, I failed to mention that when you lower and lift your legs, you have to make sure that you maintain that lift in your bottom, in your side closest to the mat, from your hips to your obliques. Now, I'm going to put my ankles above my ankles on my shin bone area on the ring. And now I'm going to extend my legs back out. Now, I'm going to lift up on my side closest to the mat, and I'm going to pulse in for 1, 2, 3, 4. If you notice, I'm not really pointing or flexing my foot, it's just sort of there, so I can really make sure that I'm focusing on the inner thigh or the outer glutes. Now leave the squeeze, don't sink your close to the mat, don't sink your side close to the mat, lift and lower for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stay there. If you're able to, extend your top arm on the top of your body. We're gonna do banana lift. I have my bottom arm extended. If you feel like your stability is not there for this, go ahead and place your hand down on the mat with light fingers for the first few. My palms facing forward, so I really have a lot of weight in my pinky blade edge, and now I'm going to lift my legs and put weight in my pinky blade edge as I try to slide my body up. I can lift this hand no problem and maintain the lift, and I'm going to lower. We have 3, so now let's try to just make our hand light, but leave it there in case we need it, and lift and lower. Adding on, bring your hand on top of your body, keep the squeeze, lift your legs, lift your upper body, and lower it back down. Now bend your knees in. We're going to do a clam position. I'm going to place the ring on the meaty part of my thighs above my knee. I'm going to bring the inner aspects of my feet together. Then I'm going to flip my feet up just a couple inches, not way up here, right guys? Because then they sink into my side. Just a little bit. I can bend my arm in, and now I'm just going to pulse in on the ring for 10, 9. I'm not pulsing in so much or so out of control or so fast that I'm scared I'm going to lose the ring. I'm in control. Here's 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Remove the ring. Stretch your legs out long. Bring your arms behind you, maybe until your biceps are above your nose. If you can maintain a neutral spine, maybe you come back a little further, but you don't want to flatten your hands down because you want them to slide across the mat with ease. So what we're going to do is we're going to just do an upper side bend without moving anything for the belly button below, reaching for the left side corner of the mat. Now come back to center and exhale, reach for the right corner of the mat. Inhale to center. Exhale the left corner. Don't allow your hips to shift. I love a good side bend, guys. Go to the right side. I really don't feel like I do it enough. Keep breathing. Don't allow your shoulders to go up by your ears. Final one, and come back to the center. Roll onto your side. Let's go to the other side for the other sideline legs. We're gonna do a couple more stretches, and then we're gonna do some other fun stuff. So I'm going to come down onto my side. The first thing I'm going to do is make sure I have a straight line up through the top of my head, through my tailbone, lining up with the back of the mat. I'm going to bend my top leg in. I'm just going to float the inside of the ring. I'm just going to float the ring from the inside on that top ankle. Now look down and try to add that bottom foot. Is it awkward? Absolutely. It's kind of hard to get there, but it's kind of fun to do rather than just straight sideline legs, right? Platform your legs a little bit in front of you. It's going to help with stability. And now, with my legs completely parallel, not necessarily doing anything crazy with my feet, I'm going to pulse out for 1, 2, 3, 4. Keep that lift. Add your side closest to the mat. Now keep the pull apart, and now lift your legs for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring your legs in. Now we're going to do the fun part where we keep both legs bent, place it between, above our ankles on the shins, and extend it back out so platform slightly in front of us. Lift up out of your side closest to the mat, and now pulse in, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just like everything else, guys, there's always one exercise, outer or inner, that's really a lot stronger for you. Now keep the squeeze and lift and lower without sinking into that for 10, 9. Bring your hand to your hip if you want a little bit of a challenge. 5. Belly button up and wrap your ribs. Now, banana. Let's do the modifications where we add on. I'm going to scooch down so I can get my hand on the mat. I have my pinky blade edge hand in. It's as if I'm going to give somebody a high five in front of me. I'm going to gently tap my fingers in front of me. I'm not going to hold on for dear life. You'll probably notice that for me personally, I get higher on this one, I get less high on this one, and this is my least high lift I can do. So whichever one you choose to do, go ahead and stay there. Otherwise, we're going to go ahead, leave our fingertips gently lifted, lift our legs, press into our pinky blade edge, and press up into the banana stretch. And lower it down. Float your fingers off, leave them at the mat in case you need some support, and lift. And lower. Hand on top of your body. This is a very challenging balance, guys, okay? Inhale, exhale, and lift. Reaching your arm long. We're not holding on to anything for dear life. And go ahead and lower. Bend your legs in. We're going to do clam. Place that ring between your thighs. Lift your heels slightly. Come up onto your side. Make sure you have a lift in your side and pulse in for 10, 9. Again, guys, you're in control. 7, 8, 9, 10. Take the ring out. Roll onto your back. Place both feet in your ring. Let's stretch. Toes on the ring on the pad again, guys. Palms facing you. Our elbows pointing away. And go ahead and stay here for just a couple nice deep breaths. I am pulling my legs a little past, straight up to the ceiling, but I can keep my sacrum completely flat. Now from there, I'm going to point my feet and flex, driving my heels above my toes. And point and flex. One more. Now, bend your right leg, leaving your left leg straight. And switch. Bend your left leg, leaving your right leg straight. And switch. And switch. And switch. And switch. Good. Go ahead and come out of the ring. Roll onto your side. I'm going to come to standing to the side of my elevated mat. I'm going to place my ring to the side. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to come down onto the floor into a child's pose. I'm going to go, I'm going to come forward so you can see my toes. I'm going to go ahead and reach my arms out long. And I'm going to hold it here for a few breaths. From there, I'm going to tuck my toes. And I'm going to press up into a plank. Bringing my heels together, my toes apart, and my shoulders over my wrists. From there, I'm going to take my right leg, walk it forward into a lunge. I'm going to pike at my hips, and I get a nice hamstring stretch down my right leg. Then I'm going to drop my left knee, if I like even more, and pull my glutes back to my heel, flexing my foot on my right side for an even bigger hamstring stretch. Place your foot back down, hike your hips up, and bend down into the lunge to get the stretch down the left hip. Hike your hips. If you want more, drop your left knee, press back, pulling the toes, your right toes back to your right knee. One more, foot down, and pike, and lunge. And pike, and lower that left knee, and hinge back, pulling those toes back. Now, pike again, come to a lunge, press that right leg back to a plank. Now, take that left leg and bring it forward. Find that nice front of the hip flex down the right side. Piking your hips. I can find that nice stretch in my hamstring down my left side. I'm going to drop my right knee down, pull my glutes back towards my right heel, woo, and pull my left toe back to my left knee. I'm going to pike at the hips and come forward in that left leg lunge. Now I'm going to pike, drop my right knee, and pull those toes back, hinging back if I so choose to. Place that foot down and pike, and lunge. And then we're going to pike, and this is our last one, guys, and pull it back. And then I'm going to press my foot down, and pike, and lunge. From there, I'm going to press back into a plank, and I'm going to come back into a child's pose. From there, I'm going to take my right arm and thread it underneath my left arm, looking out underneath my left arm, threading the needle. Oops, I'll scooch forward so you can see my feet, sorry about that. I'll come back through the center. And then I'm going to take my left arm, thread it underneath my right arm, look out underneath that arm, and bring it back to the center. From there, I'm going to articulate up, 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 to sitting up tall. I'm going to come up to standing. I'm going to grab my ring again. I'm going to place it between my calves. I'm going to have a gentle squeeze on my ring. I'm not squeezing in for dear life. My feet are wider than my hips. Personally, I'm going to bring my arms to a T, bring my arms slightly in front of my periphery, and give myself a little bit more weight in my pinky blade edge to keep my shoulders away from my ears. From there, I'm going to rotate towards the right, not with my hips, with my ribs. I'm going to dive down, squeezing my glutes to keep my hips forward, saw off my baby toe and saw, and articulate up, squeezing my glutes to not let my hips fly behind me. I'm going to rotate through center, rotate towards the left. While I have the ring, it is helping me to keep from rotating my hips as much. If I lose it, that's fine. It's not there to do anything other than provide tactile feedback, because we don't want to drive our hips behind us too much while we come up and down. Will it happen a little bit? Probably, yeah. As I dive down, I'm going to flip my back hand up to protect my shoulders. I'm finding a nice articulation. And one more to the left. And back through center. Take the ring, place it in your hands. Sorry, my earpiece wants to come out. Now, I'm going to press in gently on my rings and float it up like a halo above my head. From there, I'm going to inhale, squeeze my glutes to keep my hips over my ankles, and articulate down, diving down for the floor. I'm going to inhale, begin to stack my spine, and articulate up tall. I have a slight bend in my elbows, so my shoulders aren't by my ears. Inhale, begin to dive down. Exhale, stack my spine, squeeze my glutes. I should really feel the weight in the front of my toes as well as my heel the whole time. So I have equal weight throughout my foot, from behind my big toe, behind my baby toe to my heel. And articulate up, 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 up. Good. Let's go ahead and sit down real fast. We're going to do mermaid. A couple ways to do mermaid. You can do mermaid like we did earlier with the diamond-shaped legs. You can sit crisscross applesauce. Well, if you sit crisscross applesauce, please flip the switch of your legs to the other leg in front when we go to the other side. I'm going to sit in classical mermaid on my right hip with my legs to the left side. I'm going to bring my arms to a T. I'm going to place my hand down just like we did at the beginning of class in diamond, so a little bit more forward, and I'm going to bend my elbow into my hip. While I reach up and over, try to reach for the wall of the ceiling beam. I'm driving my shoulder down my back. This should feel like a stretch on both sides. Now I'm going to come across, bringing my left hand, palm up, across my legs as I reach for the left side. So instead of just feeling a ginormous stretch down the left side, It should feel as if you're rounding over a barrel as you side bend, just like you would for roll-up or spine stretch or saw. Just to the side rather than a rotation or a forward flexion. Or curl up position. One more. And come up. And let's go to the other side. Now coming through center, let's find a nice diamond position. Before we do the other side mermaid, let's go ahead and do some neck clocking. So I'm going to look to the right and center and the left and center. If you'd like, you can flip your palms up. Don't hang on to your legs for dear life though. Find a nice breath pattern. There's no definitive breath pattern here. Whatever works for you is best. Try to stack your shoulders over your hips, draw your ribs together, draw your belly button to your spine. Stop at the center, don't move your chin, just bring your right ear to the right shoulder and up. Left ear to left shoulder and up. This feels especially good to me. I've been having some back pain, so this feels really great. Here's 3. If you have osteoporosis, osteopenia, neck issues, please don't do these exercises without consulting your doctor. Now on this next exercise, I call it the upside down rainbow. We're going to bring our right ear to our right chin, and don't crunch your chin to your chest, but come down around. Bring your left ear to your left shoulder, and now switch. Don't crunch your chin to your chest. Imagine that you have an egg under your chin and you don't want to crunch it. Keep breathing. We have one more mermaid left on the left side, and then we're done with class, guys. Find the breath. Good, bring your head back up to center. Now, whichever leg position you so choose is great. Again, if you're doing the crisscross applesauce position, please switch to the other leg in front. Bring your arms out to a T, float that left arm down, bend that elbow in to the side, and side bend over as if you're reaching over a barrel, reaching for the left side. Now come back up, bring that right hand across, palm up, and reach over to the right side. Drop that shoulder, and bring your arms to a T, and bring it down and reach. And arms to a T, and come across, and come back. Final one. Guys, find an easy sitting position. Let's go ahead and take a nice inhale, and exhale down. Thank you so much for joining me today, guys. If you have any questions or need any assistance, please feel free to reach out to me. And thank you so much for joining me for class today. Have a great day.